I feel like even though there isn't statistically a lot online in this match, even though it is a scrim, we're still looking for top blokes to reclaim that top 3 placing at least that we haven't seen in a couple weeks.
I mean, the last time we saw them go on like a deep run, right? If you go back, and I'm just looking off screen here at the at our little dock. Shout out to Jasher. There's mixtures, red, green, seas of red. The last time that they had a good run, Winter Regional 2.
Yeah,
that's when they made the run. So really haven't seen much since, and they haven't been able to get deep enough into the tournaments. And they're kind of in a situation here where they're, you know, playing in the bottom half of their group right now. So I'm right there with you. We need to see something out of them. We need to see them get back into form, because there was a point where they were just absolute monsters. Shot from Oli. That one's going to get saved, though, by Archie and sent back down the other way.
One of the wonderful things of single elimination is that through round robin, breakaway chance for Cookser, and he gets denied by Cassio. And the fact that groups just allows for the pressure to be mounted so early on, and it forces you to have to play up to the best caliber, so you don't drop to the lower bracket. You don't have to have that second life. As we circle back in on the play, Archie couldn't get the touch, and the bar down gets saved and denied by Flame. The pinch off the corner. Rix Ronde high off the backboard, and Cookser staying alive in that offensive third, trying to keep the play up. But Archie, who you brought up an interesting stat in the green room about Archie. You want to break that down for the viewers?
I mean, yeah, Archie's one of the guys that's taking some of the most shots per game. He's in that upper, probably like 10%. He's shooting around 3.5, just over 3.5 shots per game. But he's not really closing them out. He's shooting just under, I believe it was just under 20%. And he's that guy that last split, he was the one, or for the season overall, he's been averaging about 0.8 goals per game. He's playing down right now, and I really think that that might be one of the issues for them. Just statistically, the stats split to split are not looking like an improvement on Archie's part. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Archie, during that winter split, we saw him come out and he had that explosive play. He was everywhere. Everyone was talking about him. And he's been relatively quiet here in the spring split. Cassio, though, off of a pass from Archie. He'll be able to send that one the length of the field. Nobody back. And nice shot there, just over Rix Ronde. Oli can't get back. Third man is out on the far right side, not even on screen yet. And first one gonna go to Top Blokes. So they're up 1-0 right now over the Wolves. Things currently going the way as we expect them to. See if the storyline continues. Cassio trying to get a second, can't get it done. Defender right in his face.
What Top Blokes do so well compared to other teams is, at least what kept them, you know, running for championships during the second European regional. That ball still kept up. Archie recovering, can't get there, and Cassio going to fall into the corner. Is they work well on the interconnected passes at midfield, and they're very good at breaking down defenses slowly, bit by bit. But that hasn't really been there recently, so they've had to resort to shooting from behind midfield, which, again, when Cassio's hitting shots like that, you can do that all day, but it certainly has not been the Top Bloke style of Rocket League that we have expected or come accustomed to, and now you're looking at them to change things up. Flame trying to cross into the connection, but Oli with a nice clear. Cookser doesn't redirect on the fake, and a wonderful fake that leaves it wide open. A minute 48 to tie this game up.
Bite so hard on this. Cookser just off. I'm not sure if Cookser was intending to fake or if he just whipped it there. Either way, it works out perfect. Yeah, absolutely calculated. It must have been. Cookser just big brained that one, and it pops up right into that upper 90, so they tie the game 1-1 there. And a lot of midfield presence, actually, from Cookser, getting up there, making use of that giant, wide, flat body of the Batmobile. A bit of slow play here now as we get kind of stuck in mid. Eventually, this ball will go the way of Top Blokes as Archie pushes one out. Cassio against Oli now. Flame, shot opportunity. Gonna be able to put it on the target. Rix Ronde can't make the save. 2-1 now, Top Blokes.
And there's that beautiful jump. As soon as they lose the 50, I mean, Flame has scored upfield and says, I will take the pass. at least put one towards the net. If it gets saved out, you go to the corner and you play for resources. A wonderful read from Top Blokes, up 2-1 currently with a minute 20 to go here in this game. Game 1 between Top Blokes and Wolves. And again, there's not really a lot statistically on the line for both teams, as Cassio does a great job being able to read that hit and get his body in front. But you're looking at just kind of the responsiveness from Rules, right? A lot of this is about ego. A lot of this is about kind of reestablishing your presence. But it certainly would be nice to at least make Top Blokes' job a little bit more difficult, even if you can't really knock them out of the group.
Yeah, absolutely. Bricks can't maintain control. Archie takes it away from Cuxer. Third man, he's going to have to come out and make the save. Keep this ball alive. It does look like Wolves had an opportunity to break away there. Great pass down. Cassio going to hit that up into the board. Tries to get it past Cuxer, but he gets the read as he comes back out from the net.
Well, like keeping that ball up consistently, which is, you know, compared to what the defense normally shows, it's very much man-to-man on the backboard for Top Blokes. So you're looking at how Wolves have approached this. So far, it's working out. You're just down by a goal, and that really is just the nature of the game. Archie going to be able to take it out of his own half and flips it over one. Can he restabilize on the play? Well, he might have done just enough. Just burning time now. 4 seconds to go. Flip to Cuxer, but Cassio cuts it down. And you're looking at a pinch on the sidewall that goes to no one. Cuxer keeps it up. Ooh. Cassio, recognizing the situation and just trying to kill the ball, does so. Game 1 goes to Top Blokes. And, you know, a relatively routine game 1, I'd say so, Supersonic.
Yeah, I'd call that a routine match. Both teams kind of, that's definitely a feeler match there. It's one where each team kind of just trying to do their thing.
Yeah.
Nobody really having a breakout, standout performance. The one goal from Wolves coming off of, I'm gonna call it a whiff.
Fake. No, it was calculated fake. Don't do this.
I saw the replay. I'm gonna call it a whiff. It looked like he flipped there at the end and that he missed. It looks like he used it. So I'm gonna that, or it's the most like big brain perfectly executed fake of all time, because he definitely swung for it. So I'm calling it a whiff for now. We're gonna go with that. Top Blokes though, able to get it done. They're able to stay in it. Had to fight off a couple shots. Neither team really felt like they were getting anything pieced together and going, though. It really did feel like things just kind of happened rather than created.
Sure.
So, again, I'm just calling that one a feeler match. Trying to figure out the pacing.
I just
expect Top Blokes to turn it up a little bit here.
I just heard the wrath of God outside my house as the winds have picked up. So if I lose power, I do apologize. We'll see how things go for now, but. Yeah, like you said, I mean, game 1 was by no stretch kind of a breeze for Top Blokes. There were certainly moments where they controlled the pace and they dictated kind of how the traffic would flow through midfield, but everything else relatively up to grab. So we'll see how they're able to respond, and by they, I mean Wolves. As Rick Ronnie is going to maintain possession, and now you're looking at a counterattack down the field before Top Blokes eventually get that first man up to save the ball away. Great recovery from Oli. Put a shot towards the backboard, but easily taken away. And now it's up to possession. Who's going to fight for it? Rick Ronnie recovering on the play, and Cassio with a great read in the front of the box.
That was a great pass down into that shot. Defense made the better play. Oli able to dodge Archie there on the bumper demo attempt. Can't get enough control over that ball to take it down. Cuxer gonna try and shoot low. Flame able to come down off the backboard to make that save, and another one gonna float out here across the net, but Archie's there on the backboard. So great use of the backboard defensively there. Good shot forward now from Oli in the transition, but Cassio has that read. So again, backboard defense and presence right now from Top Blokes is really solid.
Well, now you're looking at how far pushed up the offense is for Wolves. Feeling very comfortable with a lot of these 50s and challenging. Top Blokes on the side wall before Archie escapes. An escape artist down to the ground with a flip reset, but Oli will get the save. Ball kept up in the orange half. Here come the resources. Flame.
Oh, great touch.
We were thinking the same thing through Supersonic.
The second that hit and I saw Flame leave the ground, I knew what he was going for. He's trying to get above that ball to bring it low. Cuxer's already committed on the other side. There's no chance for him to use boost flip. There's nothing that is going to get him back down low. There's no chance. So Flame recognizes that, sees him up, gets above that ball, is able to place it low. Just a really good read from him to make the right play and put that ball in the right spot. And from that wide angle too. So just great touch all the way through. Oli off the sidewall, maybe looking for a pass to Cuxer. Has it, but Archie has the read all the way through.
that ball still kept up. Very dangerously hanging in front of the blue net. We've seen a couple of times where Wolves have been able to find space and create a little bit of rhythm as the sidewall opens up a bit more. Top Blokes reluctant to challenge. Off the backboard, here comes Archie. All the way downfield and wins the 50, and there's the pass, and that's the Top Blokes we expected.
Yeah, they're starting to figure this out here. Archie, great touch here, able to come down off the ceiling, gets that one over Oli, and then it's a great read from Cassio because it did get touched. It got hit by the defender and sent up, so he has to adjust for it. Able to make that adjustment on the fly, put that shot right on target too. So 2-0 now, Top Blokes as they look to take the second game of the series. Currently up 1-0 in this best of 5. Pass infield. You can see Wolves now trying to work those infield passes. They just haven't quite pieced it together yet.
Archie was set up for that play 15 seconds before it came in. Oh my God, it's starting to get a little bit crazy on the field. 2-0 lead for
Man
Top
sees
Blokes.
the future.
And he really is. And I mean, what more could you say about his performance during their big run to finally winning and capturing that first championship? He was really the catalyst, and the bump from Cassio kind of puts the icing on the cake so far for game 2. I know there's 2:25 on the clock, but this has been all Top Blokes.
Yeah, this one's 100% Top Blokes, and Cassio and Archie have both been really aggressive with the bumps and demos. A lot of them happening off screen or in the background, but they've been dribbling players down the field, just removing people from the box, just trying to, again, Cassio, big bump on Oli. He'll be able to recover off the back wall, but just breaking that rotation and just causing hesitations over and over again for Wolves. And it doesn't feel like they're so over the top with it. It just feels like, you know, I'm in the area, I'll just make the touch, and they're all just kind of lackadaisically, is that, am I making it?
Yeah.
I got it. Cool. It's real work. Okay. Yeah, we'll go with it. Kind of making touches on him, and it's just enough to break it up. It hasn't felt like Wolves have been able to hit a solid rotation the entire game. Good 50.
Flame is
50
keeping
again.
This one up.
Just in their face the entire time, just making it really aggravating for Wolves. Archie now gonna try and make the flip reset shot. Cuxer gets the read, able to make the save.
There's the pass.
Oh, great pass.
Back to 1-2. Oh, it's the diamond transition, the triangle offense down the field. We'll leave Flame back, and Archie rotates for boost, but the 1-2 give and go, Oli can't cover that much ground. It's so perfect sometimes, man. And that is the Top Blokes that propelled them through vitality, that propelled them through Team Queso to a championship.
Yeah, those kind of passes are just disgusting. They're going to be really, really difficult to read. That 1-2-1 is just gross. That second pass off the side of the car and being able to put that on the money like that,
yeah,
that is just really difficult to execute on. Oli now up against Archie. Big pinch across. That should fall to Wolves. No, Cassio going to be able to block it just enough. It does go forward, but Flame's able to make a save. Ricks tries to slow it down. Can't get it around the defender, and Cassio now up against Cuxer will get beat out. And again, they're beating defenders, right? So Wolves are beating defenders. They're getting moments. They're having opportunities. They're just not able to capitalize on them. Finally, best shot of the game right there, and Archie's able to still fall down and make the touch. Another bump as Flame hits Cuxer. Just breaking everything up, man. It's rough out there right now for the Wolves.
Relatively routine, I guess you could say, for how Top Blokes have approached this offensive style, at least in game 2. And at this moment, barring a miracle, you're going to be looking at a 2-0 lead. Wolves back against the wall, essentially was at the start of this series, knowing how the groups have played out, but certainly would love to play a tiny bit spoiler, at least seeding-wise, for how Top Blokes would approach the rest of the bracket. Doesn't really seem like it's going to matter now, as Top Blokes have come through and made quick work of these first 2 games. 4-0 win. It might be 5, and we'll end it with 4. But a 2-0 lead for Top Blokes, and Wolves now just trying to go for the reverse sweep. But, I mean, this is a series that you absolutely must close out if you're Top Blokes.
Yeah, this is one that I expect to get done. Right now, it really does. I was hoping for a little bit closer of a series, but it really does just feel like Top Blokes are in control at the moment. A lot of shots from Wolves, but again, none of them... You know, I hate saying it over and over again in series, but like, not a ton of threat. It's just not there. There's not a lot of pressure. They're not breaking them down. There's somebody there greeting them every single time. They're making the saves. 5 saves from Archie. Really, I remember one diving save off the backboard at the beginning and one where he kind of fell down right at the end. Those are the only 2 goals or shots on net that I really thought had a chance, where they isolated a defender. Archie made both saves. So I don't feel like the shots and saves on the side of Top Blokes is really representative of what's happening on the field. It's one of those times where the stat line just doesn't match up to what we're watching occur. Top Blokes is in control all the way through on this, and they're not doing it with a ton of speed, right? It's like I said, it's kind of lazy bumps here and there, breaking up the rotation. They're not having to play a ton of speed. They're respecting the fact that the Wolves can touch the ball, and a lot of times they're just looking to 50 them. They'll slow down on the wall, 50 the wall, low 50s in front of net. That really just feels like the way they're getting it done. That one almost goes in. Flame's able to get out across and catch it off the post there. 3 men to the corner. Who's going to decide to get out of it? Somebody's got to go back. Archie will be the man to go forward. Flame will be the man to go ahead and bow out and get that rotation back in play. Great touchdown. Oli can't get the read. Really hard to get that one coming out of the transition down off the wall. Shot from Ricks. Flame is there. And again, all 3 players have been really good on Top Blokes of making sure that there's somebody back and having backboard presence and having somebody on net. No free looks. Archie, though, he may get a free look underneath. Can't finish it off, though, as it hits the crossbar and out.
And you're looking at just the offense continuing this assault, but Archie misses the hit, and Cuxer has a bit of an open net, but gives away possession instead of trying to wrap that ball through the corner. Maybe a bit of a miscommunication out of Wolves, but we've already crossed about 1 minute, 10 seconds so far into game number 3. Again, the 2-0 lead for Top Blokes has propelled them. Throughout the majority of this series, they've just kind of played relatively routine, easy to read offense, has not been countered or even responded to by Wolves very much. You're looking at 1 goal in game 1, nothing in game 2, and when they need to be powerful on their shots, they have slow rollers. When they need to have slow rollers, they hit the top bar. It hasn't really been there, and their targeting's been suffering because of it. We look at Flame now trying to leave it up to Cassio, who's fighting for his life against Ricks Grande. He'll back off the play and go for boost. Ricks will get the call out of net to go for the initial clear, and Cookser following on up, but there it goes back out to midfield.
Yeah, I mean, they get these opportunities, but the rotation's kind of weak on the side of Wolves. There's not a lot of speed there, so there's not getting that second man touch. They're getting the first touch, it's out, puts it into the open, but then there's just a ton of time there where Top Blokes are able to recover, get to the ball. Flame going to get up against Cuxer, see if he can keep possession of this one. I think he was looking to catch that with the back of his car and pop that out to Cassio. They'll have to transition back. Shot from Cuxer. Cassio with the pre-flip goes ahead, isolates it out, able to make the save. So far, Wolves able to hold Top Blokes to 0 through the first half, but not able to create any opportunities of their own.
It seems like Top Blokes are just missing. That's why it's currently at 0. I mean, Wolves are certainly doing their fair share on defense, but their counterattacks have not been there, giving away possession very quickly. That's become a problem in this series as Ricks is going to try to clear it. And there goes Cuxer down to Flame, and the redirect works out for Top Blokes. They lose the possession on the ceiling, but who's there? Late to the play is Oli, and Ricks will hop off the spot. Cuxer keeping it alive, and I love the recovery efforts right now. A 1v3 in the blue half, but you need more from the rest of your team to help him out.
Yeah, it almost felt like a 2-man forward, third man just kind of sitting in mid, and those 2 just kept cutting left and right. You eventually have to find a way to get that ball to the guy in the mid that can take a shot. You don't have the angle off that back wall. Ricks tries to sneak it around. Cassio can't get it done. This one transitioning down. Cuxer does make it back in time. Had a couple shots. There it is. Flame able to delay it just enough. Gets the defender to go by. Puts it back shoulder behind him. And the secondary cannot recover in time.
Little plays like that, right? The slow, the recovery, knowing where to put it, and the targeting has certainly been there. Top Blokes taking advantage of the room they're given and the window of opportunity that presented itself once Flame was able to recover and gain control of that ball. There's the pass. Great shot. Upper 90. Couldn't have asked for much more, and no room to work with, but makes it happen.
That's what they need right here. This quick pass opportunity. Able to get it just past Cassio even had the read on that. He just couldn't get there. That's how quick that pass came out. Cassio had jumped before he even touched the ball. Still couldn't get there. So great pass infield. Those quick attacks so the defender can't recover. That's the opportunities that Wolves need to try and get. A little bit of bump action between Ricks and Cassio as they hug it out on the back wall or in the corner. Ricks will be the one to try and go up against Flame now. Can't get there. Oli against Cassio has the ball out all the way downfield, but Archie going to take control and should be able to bring that one out for the side of Top Blokes.
They're trying to make the defense's job more difficult, as Archie single-handedly again creating problems and nightmares for Wolves. But there's really two ways to break down a defense quickly. You're looking for pinches and you're looking for quick passes and striking immediately off of a pass. So far, Wolves have done both. We only saw the pinch in game 1. They elect to go back to the ladder.
A great pass.
And it started to work out, but Supersonic, we're looking at 52 seconds. We're looking at essentially a tie game, both in score and possession time on the field. Now, how do you isolate the ball and counterattack down? It seems like each time you move downfield to the blue half, Top Blokes have an easy chance to take the ball away.
At the moment, it feels like you got to do this. You've got to win those 50s. The 50 game hasn't been as strong from Top Blokes here in game 3. There's definitely been some changes from the Wolves in the way that they're approaching some of those 50s to make sure that it's not just Flame soloing the ball all the way downfield time and time again, but Oli comes too far forward. Cuxer from the back post can't get there in time. And the shot, with only 21 seconds left, Cassio able to just take it off the nose of Ricks and put it on target. No one home. That is a tough way to take that loss in game 3. Maybe they pull this one off. They've got 21 seconds to try and tie it up to see if they can take a game off of them. But at the moment, it feels like this is all Top Blokes, and that they'll be closing this one out. 100% close out at this point. It is done. Flame gonna go ahead and put that last nail in the coffin.
This entire game 3 felt like it might have been just a bit of a tug of war between both teams, but the minute you start to slack a little, you start to take the foot off the pedal and that gas releases, that is when Top Blokes will come after you, and that is when they will capitalize on being able to close out this game. And more importantly, it's a 3-0 win. 3-1 in game 3 in the series. The Top Blokes just kind of solidifying their spot in groups. I believe at this point they will sit 3rd place, barring some other formation in groups that we don't know about at this point, but they will still have to play through the lower bracket going into tomorrow. However, for Wolves, they already bowed out early in this bracket, and this one just again kind of puts the nail in the coffin. Top Blokes take the series.
Good quick one. A little bit of work there for Top Blokes. Took them a minute to figure out game 3. This effort from Wolves, they had moments where they kind of got those passes down, but it feels like a team that is still trying to find their footing, still trying to figure out where they're at and in what their team is. What is the identity of this Wolves team? It feels like there's pieces. They just don't have the cohesion yet, and unfortunately, it's slowing them down. It really is. I mean, there wasn't a ton of pressure from Top Blokes. It didn't feel like Wolves were kind of being held back. There's little bumps here and there, but didn't feel like anything. Like demos weren't even happening. It's not like they were coming off the field. It was like a slight bump or a 50 win. If they can win some more of those 50s, speed up a little bit, and get some more of those infield passes, you slot those to Cuxer. Cuxer's going to put them on target. They're going to need to find a way to create those opportunities more often, and I think that it's going to come from the air. They're making use of that infield pass on the ground, but it kind of felt like a one-dimensional attack. They can find a way to start getting that off the ceiling, off the sidewalls, get some transitional 1-2-1 pass plays down. I think it's a team that can piece something together and start trying to work their way up the pack, but at the moment, not enough to get it done. Top Blokes take that in 3.
Yep, in a series like this for Top Blokes, you're just working on team fundamentals. Work on the passing, work on the communication, make sure you got that lockdown and packed because you have more important matches ahead. But at this point, we all sit at the end of that series, and it means we're going to go to a commercial break. And when we come back, we have Team Liquid versus Vitality. This one's going to be an interesting one. The storylines going into it are more than interesting. We'll see you guys after the break.